goodness. Hi, everybody. My name is Tabby Moritz, and we're here live in Phoenix, Arizona at Swift Transportation, celebrating Driver Appreciation Week. Woo-woo!
I'm Tina Brewster, and we have a whole day full of fun in the sun in Phoenix, for sure.
Hot.
Yeah, it's probably cooler in other areas, but not here.
Not here.
So what are we doing today? Why Driver Appreciation? What's happening?
Oh my goodness. It's actually National Truck Driver Appreciation Week, Tina. So we're doing everything we can to celebrate our drivers in the most socially responsible way. Actually, let's distance ourselves as far as we can get and still be on the camera together. Yeah. So we're going to have so many fun things all week long, but this is a brand new feature that we're trying out, we're playing with this year, a live interactive feed that we're posting on our portals. Right now where are we right now? Where are we streaming?
We're streaming on Facebook Live. We're on YouTube as well. We're also on our internal portals that you can watch internally, and even after it's over, they can watch the broadcast. But we have a couple of really good messages today from Adam Miller, Kevin Quast, Jim Fitzsimmons, Mark Deere, Ken McBee, Tabby and Tina.
Us.
Yeah.
Us too.
Yeah.
Hey. And along with all of those things, so a couple of things let's talk about. You mentioned raffles. We've got some games that we're going to be putting out there. Stay tuned. We're going to have so many cool things going on this week. Wow.
Yeah, we got a lot of raffle prizes. Really good stuff. Little teaser, we have a custom mattress from Brooklyn Bedding. So you can, if you win that one, you can call them up and say, I want the best, most comfortable mattress on the planet in my truck.
Memory foam,
and they'll do it for you.
Made mattress.
Yep.
Yes. Good quality stuff, you guys. No more of those crib mattresses in these
trucks. No. We have Yeti coolers, we have tumblers,
we got tons of gift cards.
Yeah, gift cards, all kinds of stuff. So we're actually going to do live raffles throughout the week. And we're also going to do them at each terminal is going to have some raffles and some giveaways as well. We also have driver gifts, so make sure you stop by any terminal. You can get them. It
doesn't have to be your home terminal. Wherever you're nearby, stop by. The menus and the schedules are posted on the portals right now for each location and the times and everything. So get out there, get a meal. It's a little different this year, too.
It's a lot different this year.
Yeah, but we'll get into that in just a minute.
Yeah.
We'd like to be able to show you a video from our CFO.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we play.
Hey, Miss Producer, you want to key that up?
Hello, everybody. It's great to be with you during Driver Appreciation Week. My name is Kevin Quast, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at Swift Transportation. It is great to be able to send a message to each of you today during this National Driver Appreciation Week. Let me begin by thanking all those who have been working to organize this event. It's a unique time that we live in, and it's going to be a little different week than we've experienced in the past. But the feelings of appreciation are no different, and in fact are stronger this year. When I think about this year and what we have been through with the coronavirus, I think back when COVID first really started hitting in our country, and we started experiencing that in mid-March. And it was such an uncertain time, and the challenges that we went through, all of us together, and I still recall how, as a country, we for maybe the first time in a very long time, our country understood and appreciated the role of a driver and the critical nature that our drivers play in our country and in the economy. Of course, we've always felt that. I've always been proud to be a part of a trucking company and the critical role that we play. But it was wonderful to see that the country was recognizing that. And I still remember so many touching stories of things that our people were doing for others and serving others. Hearing stories of how people from the public were reaching out in unique ways and expressing appreciation to our drivers. And what a wonderful time that was to really place this role of a driver where it should be and where it really belongs on in our economy and the critical nature of what we do. I'm especially proud of the progress that we've made at Swift with safety, and I'm so appreciative of our driving associates and owner operators for the amazing work that you've done. We are so much safer today than what we have been in the past. and this is really meaningful for us, and I can promise you that it's meaningful as we're operating on these roads with the public, and grateful for all of the good work that each of you do every day. I hope that during this Driver Appreciation Week that you feel maybe in a unique way the true sense of gratitude that we have for each of you. As I think about personally the work that each of you do and what that means for me and for my family, I am filled with an immense degree of gratitude. I know that I don't have a job without you and the good work that you do. And so I come to work every day, as there's so many other people, to make sure that we're doing everything we can to help you to be successful. And we sincerely appreciate that. We hope that you stay safe, both from a driving perspective, from a pandemic perspective. We hope that your families are well and safe and healthy, that you take care of those wonderful people that support you from whatever that network might be. And we hope that we continue to move forward together. I'm so excited for the future of Swift, so excited for where we're at today and where we're headed, and the progress that we are continuing to make and can continue to make as we work together. Hope you have a wonderful week this week. The events that will be taking place at our terminals throughout the country, check the schedules. There'll be lots of things happening, and we sincerely appreciate each of you and wish you the very best. Stay safe, and God bless each of you. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, everybody. So we are live. I think we said that was our CFO. That was Kevin Quast, not our CFO. You'll be hearing from him in just a moment. But you switched chairs. You were Tina a moment ago.
I was.
You were,
yes.
But now the magic of TV. Whew, we got Mark Deere, everybody. Mark, can you please introduce yourself to all of our drivers?
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Happy to be here. My name is Mark Deere. I lead Swift Dedicated Services. I've been with Swift going on 17 years, and just really enjoy this week. And I'm excited to be here and have a few minutes to speak with our great drivers.
We're so excited that you could be out here to say hi and just give your appreciation. There's a lot of things that we're doing different this year. This is one of them, and I'm always glad that you are camera ready for us, Mark.
Yeah, I always like to take advantage of these opportunities, and hey, this year's been crazy. We woke up in the middle of March, and the world changed on us, Tabby, and it's been a fight trying to make sure that we get everything done. We do it safely, and we all help each other, to be successful. So. Hey, it's been exciting. Our drivers have just done a spectacular job. I mean, when this broke in mid-March, we had no idea where this was going, and our drivers just said, "Hey, we'll take care of business. We'll get the job done." And they've done nothing but that since that time. So
yeah, dang, they sure have.
We just really thank them for all their services and the things that they've done to take care of business and to support our national supply chain, because this country doesn't work without our drivers. So we're just very happy to have this opportunity to say thanks.
We're very, very grateful that you could be here to say hi. And we do actually have a bunch of drivers that are coming over. We've got today in Phoenix, we're serving breakfast burritos, and we've got drivers, we're still trying to maintain social distancing, but we're going to be able to pull in some drivers to talk with them as well. So I'm really happy that you're able to say hi. What else have we got to say?
Yeah, it's an interesting time, and because we have to social distance, we don't have the luxury of sitting down with everyone and having lunch and doing the things that we normally do for Driver Appreciation Week. But that doesn't mean it's still not special for us. We're trying to do things remotely on the dedicated side, which I represent. We're trying to have certain opportunities at every on-site location. We're linked with terminals in some places, but making sure that none of our drivers get missed. And, we just want to make sure everybody realizes how much we appreciate what all our drivers do.
So for our drivers who are on dedicated accounts right now, they can stop at any of the major terminals throughout the network to get their gift and also to get any sort of meal that they're serving at the terminals as well.
Yeah, we kind of have a mixed bag of solutions, whether If we have locations that are near terminals, we certainly try to utilize those resources. If we have remote locations, we're trying to get our gifts and have lunches and things at those locations. So it's going to be different this year. We're going to do a lot of to-go type benefits, but hey, it's still the same, and we want to make sure we didn't miss this opportunity.
Yeah, it's a little different too in that we used to be able to have one big spot where everybody can just be kind of communal, but we have some what I'm calling quote unquote baristas handing out drinks and handing out the to-go containers. I mean, it's not what we wanted to do, but geez, we're going to do everything that we can to make it as special as possible for our drivers, for you guys out there, because we appreciate you so much.
Yeah, I've got a little history with this event. I was actually on an American Trucking Association driver retention committee back in the mid-90s when we started having discussions about how we could publicly recognize our drivers. And, you had other special interest groups that had weeks, and days that were dedicated to them. And we said, hey, why not have a National Truck Driver Appreciation Week? So
you were partly responsible for this?
I was on the committee that came up with this idea.
That's pretty cool.
And so it's been very exciting. And I still remember the first one, I believe, was in 1998. And we were all excited about, how do we take advantage of this opportunity, and how do we, do our best to recognize the men and women that are out driving our trucks. So, it's now been 22 years and going strong. So we're not going to let a little COVID crisis get us down.
That's right. We want to do everything that we can to appreciate you guys. So thank you so much. Thank you, Mark. Do you have anything else?
No, just hey, we have one of the largest dedicated fleets in the country, and we're very proud of our team. When some of our non-essential fleets were shut down in March and April, those drivers came over and helped us deliver groceries and other medical supplies and other necessary items. So just want to thank our drivers for all their flexibility, for all the great things they've done. We've delivered a lot of merchandise and kept products on the shelves over the last 6 months, and we're just very proud of our team. Our frontline folks as well, our on-site folks, have done a tremendous job supporting our drivers. So I don't want to leave them out, because they've had to battle difficult situations and conditions as well. So we're just very proud of our team. We're going to continue growing our dedicated. So if you have an interest in a dedicated driving position, certainly let us know, and we'll try to help.
Great. Thank you so much, Mark.
All right. Thanks, Tabby.
See you later. Oh, actually, live. We're still live.
Still live?
We're going into another video that Miss Producer is going to put up for us right now.
Well, we can keep talking, I guess.
I know you could, couldn't you?
Yeah, I could. Yes.
I'll sit here and I'll listen.
Tabby, it's always fun to hang out with you.
To be on camera together.
Yes.
Hey, did I mention we're live? That's right.
Yeah.
We're rolling with
and
it. Doing
this live certainly presents some different challenges, but I think we're up for it.
We're here for your entertainment.
And if we could, I know Jim Fitzsimmons is going to follow us, and Jim always puts on a good show as well.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough act to follow, but he's going to do what he can, I'm sure.
Well, we wanted us both in the same screen, but that didn't happen. And hey, maybe we'll get another chance later this week to do that.
I think you will. You guys could go toe to toe.
Yeah.
With plexiglass.
All in the effort to thank our drivers, Sue.
That's right.
Again, we really appreciate all you're doing.
All right, rolling with the big.
Hi, happy Appreciation Week, drivers. As we've learned more this year than in the past, without truckers, America stops. Thank you all very much for the sacrifices that you've made in helping keep America rolling. Thank you. Bye.
Wow, I love how the magic of film works, because just a moment ago you were Mark Deere.
Right.
Right?
I was.
So do you want to say hi to everybody, Jim?
Hi, I'm Jim Fitzsimmons. Hopefully most of you have seen our videos we've been doing about every 2 to 3 weeks since the virus first hit us back in February or March. I can't remember when we started the videos.
Yeah, you're kind of famous on the internet right now, I think. Yeah,
if you want to call it that,
Yeah. So thank you for being here. I know it's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of stuff all around us, which is super cool. And maybe we can and show everything going on in a minute. But can you introduce yourself? Even though you were kind of famous, you said that you've been on videos. Tell everybody what you do, how long you've been here, all that good stuff about you.
Yep. So a little bit about myself. Like I said, I'm Jim Fitzsimmons. I'm the Executive Vice President of Operations. Been at Swift now for over 27 years. So a lot of experience at Swift, pretty much, my whole adult life. I was 21 when I started and never did leave.
Were you lumping trucks?
I was. That was actually like 29 years ago.
Oh,
so
gosh.
That was still in college. So technically I go back even farther, but I call it 27 when I officially started.
Okay, I got you.
But yeah, I did start off unloading trucks, and then now I'm at where I'm at today. It's great company. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our great drivers. And so this week it's it's all about making sure our drivers understand how much we appreciate them, how much respect there is for our drivers, and I know it's tough this year. It's like anything else. It wouldn't be 2020 unless our week this week was a little bit different. So
yeah, it is different too. So what are so Jim, you walked out from the corporate headquarters out to the tent. It's a little different this year. What are some of the differences you noticed when you walked out? Because every year we do driver appreciation. I feel like it got grander and grander, but this year is different.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it probably felt a little different.
Yeah, this year I had to actually look for the tent.
Yeah.
Used to like the big, circus tent.
Yeah.
But this year it's a very small tent. I will say I do like where it's at this year better.
Yeah.
We're right behind the fuel island, so you can't miss it. As you pull into Phoenix, you come to the fuel island. Boom, here's the little tent, but it's right where you can't miss it. So I kind of like this location better. Obviously, we don't have the room here.
It's intimate.
It is, yeah. It's like right here where the action's at. So
yeah.
I kind of like where the action's at.
Everywhere we are is where the action is, Jim.
Definitely.
Yeah. So with all of the different things that are happening, right now we're supporting our essential heroes, but I think you've got a lot of stories about drivers during this time and kind of how they pulled through. Is there anything that you want to share in appreciation as far as, it is different. We're celebrating differently this year and just making different types of acknowledgments towards our drivers because of current environment.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, as you all know, during that pandemic, at the start of the pandemic, I should say, still ongoing, is we were deemed an essential workforce. And so that meant the job had to continue, our drivers had to continue, our office, our mechanics, basically everyone had to continue working. Otherwise, it would have been utter chaos in the U.S. Had people like Swift, employees of Swift stopped working. So, and it was chaos anyways, even with, our hardworking drivers out there delivering freight, as everyone knows, we ran out of like essentials like toilet paper was a big one. Yeah, and water was another one.
Hand sanitizer, Clorox, bleach wipes, everything.
Yep, and even food in some cases where, food is flying off the shelves. And so, thank you for everything you all did to stay out there, away from your families. And I know that was kind of some uncertain times when people really didn't know, was this virus going to start, killing off millions? No one really knew what was going to happen. So, I appreciate the brave men and women driving our trucks, staying out there in uncertain times, continuing to do the job, continuing to get product to the shelves, trying to keep kind of calm, within these cities as people try to figure out what was going on.
Right. And that's a great point that you made about the essential service, because even though we know that we're essential here in the trucking industry, gosh, it really became prevalent this year. So we really appreciate you guys out there so very much for keeping America moving. We couldn't have done it without our drivers.
No, and the cool thing for me is, so for 27 years, like I've always been at trucking, always been at Swift, but this is the first year like people go out of their way to like thank drivers, and I think that's the coolest thing, that it's kind of opened people's eyes to what you guys do out there and how important your work is, and you see more and more of that. I mean, I've even heard President Trump thanking truck drivers. So, I think he made a comment like, "God bless the truck driver." It's like, to me, that's really cool to see the nation standing behind our truck drivers, and they realize how important they are, not only in the time of the virus, but really all the time. So I think it's hopefully opened up, people's eyes. I have noticed even on the freeway, coming back and forth to work every day on I-10, I see a lot of people backing off to let a truck driver get in, which in the past, that's like cars always want to speed up. They don't want to lose, 75 feet of space or trying to swoosh in. And so I feel there's just more respect out there.
I'm so glad. It's about time.
It is,
it is totally about time. So it looks like we've got some comments that are rolling in. Can we go ahead and start pulling those through?
Fire away.
Yeah, live. That means we get to answer questions live. I love that. Yes. Okay. From, let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. When does the pay period end now? Oh, that's a pay question. I think our company drivers are paid weekly, right?
Right. Yep.
Yep. So Thursday, it runs Thursday for pay on Friday.
Yeah. So the pay week ends on Sunday, which it's always ended on Sunday. I think the question's probably around accelerated pay,
Okay.
which is something we had to get rid of due to legal reasons.
Yeah.
It's kind of complicated, but basically you can blame an attorney if you don't like it. But
Oh, I love blaming attorneys.
so do I.
Every time
But
that we can. Let's
Due
do that.
to legal complications, we had to do away with accelerated pay.
Yeah.
It only impacted less than half the percent, less than 50% of our drivers were on accelerated pay. So it's not, across the board impact, but really the key there is anything you empty before, on Sunday will be paid the following Friday.
Okay.
And so it's not a huge change. It's just something we had to do to stay compliant, and it has to do with paying in the week that the revenue was earned, basically.
Okay. Okay. Any more questions coming through? Let's go ahead and stream them. But I just want to go back to the essential service this year and just how greatly appreciative we are of our drivers. There's a story that I think you shared about a driver pulled up on a delivery and just the whole recognition piece. I think there were people standing outside in line waiting for the truck to pull into, like, might have been like Costco or Sam's Club, something like that, and people were applauding.
Well, yeah, and there was numerous stories that we heard, like really neat stories about that kind of thing. Where, unfortunately, we had some other stories where, like, you had soccer moms trying to like break into the back of the trailer to see if
Oh my
there's
gosh.
toilet paper, not to steal
Are you
it.
sure soccer moms specifically, not like basketball
It
moms?
felt like soccer
or-
moms.
okay,
They weren't
all
very
right.
threatening. They were just wanting to know, does the driver have toilet paper? Because they're
Right.
only there to buy toilet paper. Now, we never
Gosh.
had any issues. We never had any theft or injuries or damages, but we did have quite a few times where
Soccer moms
moms
can be
of people,
tough, Jim.
They can be,
They
yeah.
can be.
I know.
All right, so we have another question that's come through. Wondering, would it be okay if I stop by with my children, or if it's just for truckers?
No, anyone's welcome. In fact, we actually prefer when people
Have their
bring their
families
family, whether
yeah.
it's a driver, office, mechanic. It's kind of cool for everyone to meet the family, and it's really cool for your family kind of to see what goes on at work. So yeah, absolutely. If you're in the area and you're at your home city, by all means, have your children stop by.
We'd
Now
love
this
to
year,
see
a little bit different. It's not
It
obviously
is.
near as friendly with trying to keep the social distancing going on.
Yeah.
But hey, it's still, we do the best we can. Each terminal will vary on what they're doing, how they're doing it.
Right.
But just know that we're doing the best we can given the unusual circumstance we're in right now.
Right, and kind of keeping that in mind too, we do have some upgrades going on at some of our terminals, and we'll be talking some more this week with our facilities team about those upgrades. So just keep in mind some of those locations, even when there's maintenance going on at those locations, we're still doing what we can to celebrate our drivers and serve food.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. And we got, I believe it's 12 locations that we've already done the remodel of the driver center and the bathrooms. And so hopefully, in those terminals, you're getting to kind of show off and be proud of, the facility that we have now.
Yeah.
We're really spending a lot of money, spending a lot of effort to upgrade these facilities.
Yeah, I mean, we've been around for a little while, and our buildings have been too.
Yeah,
So is the pavement on some of these.
Yeah, we've done some pavement, like in Edwardsville, Kansas. I understand that you could probably
Somebody
lose a car
got lost
in a
in a
pothole.
pothole, yeah.
And now it's all redone, and I hear it looks great. So.
Exciting. So we have another question that came through. Are we getting hazmat pay? I think that's probably in regard to, the coronavirus and drivers still being out there on the road.
Yeah, there's not necessarily what I call a hazmat pay. There has been different initiatives for over-the-road drivers. There was a initial incentive that came out. We had the summer incentive. There's also a fall incentive. So if you've got questions on that, I would talk to your driver leader, but there's nothing that we're calling a hazmat pay, as an example. One thing I will tell you in regards, because a lot of people think that our drivers are a lot more likely to catch COVID than, say, our office staff.
Oh, gosh.
And we're keeping track since it started, very detailed track of who's got it, what positions, how long, where they got it.
Oh, wow.
And so our drivers, are a lot less likely to catch COVID than an office person or a mechanic.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And part of that has to do with,
Yeah.
Good news, bad news. You're kind of isolated in the cab of your truck for a good portion of the day. where office and mechanics have a lot more interaction, a lot greater chance of picking that up. So.
That makes a lot of sense to me. And as we were talking, there's some footage of what's going on out here in Phoenix with the setup and also just kind of taking a look at what we're doing to help with social distancing. But we do have another question or comment that came through. Please make the clarification on pay period that your answer was for company, not OOS.
Okay, good point. I was referring to the company pay, not owner operator pay. So yeah, good point.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So, what other things do you have to share as far as as far as driver appreciation goes? Because Mark was on here. He's talking about he was on the board. For
Yeah,
the
I
ATA,
just heard that a week ago. It's kind of hard to follow that one.
I know,
Yeah.
but I bet you can though, because since you've been in the industry, you've been here at Swift for so long. There's a lot of different things that we've done to celebrate our drivers.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
absolutely. You've been a big part of all of that.
Yeah, one thing I would want to share with you is that if you don't feel appreciated right now, and really it shouldn't take this week for you to feel appreciated, I would tell you need to get more connected with your home terminal, because really there's no reason every single driver that drives for Swift and owner-operator shouldn't feel appreciated.
Absolutely.
Really 52 weeks of the year. Now, and if you're not feeling that, I would encourage you to get to know your driver leader better, get to know your terminal leader. If you have a fleet leader, get to know your fleet leader. Because I guarantee you, every single person we got working in that building is there for the driver. And so if you don't feel it, start asking questions, start expressing what you're feeling, where you don't feel you're being taken care of, and let us try to work harder to improve that, on each individual case. But
absolutely.
We've done so much to change to try to, improve our driver retention, try to improve our atmosphere. The last 3 years, we've probably made more change the last 3 years than the last 20 years combined.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, if you're not feeling it, I feel like there's something wrong. We want to know. Use Voice Your Choice as a great, feedback tool. We look at those weekly. We follow up on the feedback. And I like to say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And so if we see, 4 different Voice Your Choice feedback about, say, one person in one unique position, then we know we probably have a problem there. And we're going to act, we're going to make change if we have a problematic person in the office or the shop that's not treating our drivers properly.
Absolutely. And the more specific that you are with that kind of feedback, the easier it is for us to be able to kind of conquer it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So another question came through. Are the California terminals safe from the wildfires?
Yeah, so far, every place where we're located, in fact, Oregon is probably the worst area over the weekend.
Gosh.
And so as of last night, about 9 p.m., I had an update that all of our office and mechanics, all their drivers their homes are safe. We did have some office staff, I believe, that were evacuated. Now they were moving back into their homes. Their homes were okay. We did have one driver that his neighborhood actually did burn down. His home was not burned down. And so his home was spared. So he got lucky. He's actually back out on the road driving again.
Gosh.
So had some very close
That's
calls.
devotion right there.
I know. That's what I got you.
Oh my goodness.
But we're dealing with a lot of smoke, both in Oregon, Washington, California, but probably, Oregon, Washington have worse, degrees of smoke where it's getting in your lungs, and you got to be a little more careful.
Yeah, there's definitely a change in the air around here in Phoenix right now. The sunshine is red.
It's very odd. It's been that way for 4 or 5 days.
It is odd, but
so let me just make one comment, because
Sure.
if there's somebody out there that has, say, lost a house or you've been displaced from your home, let us know, because that's where Swift Charities will come into play. Typically it's not fires, but fires would be a good example where Swift Charities would step in.
Yeah.
We've stepped in cases like hurricanes, tornadoes, when there's something like
natural
that.
disasters, hardships,
Exactly.
absolutely.
And it'll happen sometimes where somebody doesn't have the proper insurance or not enough insurance, and that's where Swift Charities is there to help.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're communicating that to your team to let them know what's going on, your ops leadership, somebody can submit a request on your behalf. Right. So just keep in mind, we've got a lot of really cool things that we do.
Yeah, and this isn't the government. We're not going to make you walk through 60 different steps on trying to prove that your house was burned down or whatever it was. So we're going to be pretty flexible and really try to make this easy for you.
Yeah, and later in the week we're actually going to feature a story with Jim Stone from our Swift Charities group. So we'll get to talk a little bit more in detail with that. Got something else that came through. Been with Swift for a little under a year. Been the best career change I've ever made. No complaints. Best company hands down. Well, thank you, Jesse. That's super cool.
That is cool.
Love hearing that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's great. Yeah.
That's a really nice comment.
Hey, and I will say, I mean, we make mistakes. Any big company does, but I will tell you one thing: when we make the same mistake over and over, and we're aware of it, we're trying to fix those mistakes. And so, ECT is an example of one that I've spoken on recently. That we know we need more staff during the peak hours, and we're working to try to do that. So, don't get too frustrated where you just get mad and quit and go to work for another carrier, because chances are you're going to have the same type of issues or a different type of issue anywhere you go.
Right.
But just know that you're working for probably one of the best trucking companies in the whole industry,
Absolutely.
if not the best. And we're working every day, every week to try to get better. And so what frustrates you today, hopefully won't be a frustration, in a month or two.
Right. And it comes from you guys letting us know, right?
Yeah, we love feedback, good and bad. I mean, it's great to see, Jesse, who's very happy. We have a lot of happy drivers, but we also like getting feedback that, lets us know where we need to work on, where we need to improve. There's a good way to give negative feedback and there's a bad way to give it. So obviously we appreciate when it's coming from a good place, trying to help us get better.
Absolutely. So we have another comment on here. Please don't forget the Merkel, Texas drivers. Only 6 of us. Thank you for all you do for us drivers.
Oh yeah, and we have a ton of drivers like that where we get these small
Smaller
little
fleet.
dedicated fleets and they're awesome. I mean,
Where's Mark to talk
yeah,
about?
no, we need Mark. 'Cause I'm sure Mark would, give you all the stats and the details on that.
Oh, he's in great detail too.
But we really appreciate all you drivers do within the dedicated, within the regional, refrigerated, flatbed, intermodal. We have all these different divisions, and that's one of the things that makes Swift unique and makes it so great. Is you have the ability to move around as things change, and we talk about this a lot in the driver qualification.
The
with our
placement
new
team can
hires.
help with that.
Yeah, if you have a need and something changes, talk to us. We have other options. We could look at getting you into a different fleet.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but the biggest message that we want to send right now is just thank you. And thank you for being here, Jim. We'll see you again during the week.
Oh, yeah,
I know
yep,
that.
yep.
And then we've got our live broadcast with your driver qualification team here coming up soon. But Miss Producer says she's got another video for everybody. And stay tuned because after the video, we've got some more things for you guys.
Thanks for all you're doing.
Welcome, everyone. My name's Adam Miller. I'm the Chief Financial Officer here at Swift Transportation. Many of you hear from me when we provide, market updates to the company. That's not what I'm here for today. I'm just here to recognize Driver Appreciation Week and give thanks to the many people who make this company such a great company. So I want to, just welcome everybody here to Driver Appreciation Week. Before I jump into some of the messages I want to share with the team, I want to first recognize all the people on the Swift team here that made this event possible. There's a lot of people who put a tremendous amount of work in and many hours that to pull together a great event for our driving associates. And this year obviously is a bit different given the circumstances, but nonetheless, still taking a tremendous amount of work. And these people all have day jobs and many cases are doing these activities outside of work hours or volunteering their time. And so I want to make sure we recognize them. And when we see them at the events, make sure you share your appreciation with all the hard work that they put into pulling this event off together for us. 2020 was a strange year, right? Nothing that anyone could have predicted. And it's challenged many companies and it's challenged many people. And it's been amazing to see how our Swift employees have stepped up for our business and stepped up for our country. It's kind of a scary thing to go down a grocery aisle knowing that you have some essential goods that you need for your family and to see that it's not on the shelf. Not many of us have ever experienced that. And we all got a taste of that this year. And it just put a beacon of light out about how important it is what we do for our country, how important our driving associates are to ensure that we're delivering freight, that we're stocking our grocery stores, right? And we have goods on the shelves when the consumers need it. How important our drivers and other truckers across the space have been to rebuilding our economy. And we're still not there yet. There's still a ton of work to be done, but it's just been unbelievable to see our team step up with so much disruption, working remotely in some cases, having to work in the office for some jobs that don't allow you to perform your job remotely. And quite honestly, our teams collaborated, they've worked together, and we've seen some amazing results. And I just can't tell you how proud I am to work with this team, to call Swift home. We've rallied together to support each other in a way that great teams do, but also in a way that great families do. And again, I couldn't be prouder to be part of a company so great. And hey, we are leading the industry now in delivering goods and providing services for our customer, and we should all be very proud of that. And hey, lastly, I just want to convey my deepest appreciation for the hardworking men and women that drive for Swift Transportation. You guys all have a very difficult job, and you're out there on the road, especially now, given the challenges that we all face, and you're out on the road delivering for America. And it's honestly a heroic job that you're doing. And hey, our goal is to make sure you feel appreciated every week here at Swift, not just 1 week a year, but every week. But hey, I hope you especially enjoy this week and certainly understand how much you're appreciated within our company, because hey, maybe we don't say it as often as we should. Hey, our business has some really good momentum right now. We expect to be busy the rest of the year, and our goal is to make sure that our
Hi, everybody. So we're back now. We just saw a message from Adam Miller, which got a little tear to my eye when I watched it. How about you?
Me too.
A little teared up.
Yes.
Actually, it's probably a little sweaty. It's probably what it is.
It is a little hot here.
So with me is Ken McBee. Ken, you want to introduce yourself, tell a little bit about yourself?
Yes, Ken McBee, Vice President of Retention. Work here in Phoenix. Previously was in customer service, was a terminal leader in Denver. So shout out to all my Denver peeps. But otherwise, been like 20 schooler.
It's a little hot this week here in Phoenix.
They got snow last week.
I know. I don't know what's going on.
It's like 8 inches of snow.
It's so crazy.
And it was 95 the day before.
So it's a little hot here in Phoenix, but you know what? We're here to celebrate our drivers. Really excited about this year. Obviously, it's a little different. We're doing a lot of social distancing. Of course, Ken and I are a little closer than we probably should be. I'm sure we'll hear about it somewhere. But so Ken, this year's a little different. Obviously, in Phoenix, we usually have a giant tent. We've got a lot of activities, so we had to scale it down a lot. But we also wanted to make sure that we didn't scale back on the appreciation.
Exactly.
So hopefully we're doing that this year. We've got our hardworking volunteers out there. We're making sure that we're checking everyone's temperature when they check in to keep everyone safe, and doing kind of a drive-through driver appreciation kind of.
Wearing
right?
masks, gloves, all the things we need to do.
Yeah. So here in Phoenix, if you go through the fuel island, we'll take up your order like we're at a Sonic. I don't know. We don't have roller skates though. That would have been cool.
Hey, that's something we could still put in before the end of the week.
That's true.
Rollerblades and roller skates for everyone.
I don't think anyone wants to see me roller skate. I don't. I might fall. That would be terrible. But so we've been doing a lot of different things to try to appreciate our drivers, but also stay safe, of course, during this pandemic. They can go. We've got gloves in our hand. So let's talk about these gloves first.
Well, these are the driver gift for this year. So just some cool mechanics gloves that you'd normally get at Home Depot, auto parts store, but they're really padded. They work really well. Hey, we got some feedback from drivers, but in the future too, we need maybe some feedback in the comments here. Tell us what you'd like to see as a gift for Christmas or in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have two kinds of styles. We have, of course, the company and the owner-operator one. But you can go to any terminal to get your gift. It doesn't matter if you're out of Phoenix or whatever. If you're in the Phoenix area, stop by, get your gift. or any terminal for that matter. These are actually really good gloves. Actually, I really like them a lot.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. So let's just talk a little bit about retention and what's going on with retention. I know you're heading up that efforts, and there's a lot of changes going on at Swift.
So we've evolved so much in the last couple of years. Before there wasn't even an department, and now there's many hands working on how to retain our drivers. Are we the best support or advocates for our drivers? So we spend a lot of time doing this. You've seen things change like truck amenities, mattresses and trucks, other things. The new Million Mile trucks. So we also are involved with all the rewards. So the Diamond, the Million Mile program, the Road to Recognition. For everybody out there, everybody should know and hopefully knows that they get 4 T-shirts, a safety vest every year at their anniversary, along with many other items that anywhere from watches to rings.
Yeah,
right? As you get to a million miles. So lots of good things.
Really good things. So let's go back to the Million Mile truck, because those are actually pretty cool.
Yes.
You kind of glazed past that. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, the Million Mile truck is one of my favorites. You get to choose the make or the model of your truck plus the color. And we're starting to see a bunch of those come in. So I believe we've given out our first 100. Our goal is about 300 a year. Now, to put it in perspective, we started at the 3 million mile and we're working down. We do have one 4 million miler though, but he runs express. So as we work down, we'll continue to give those trucks out. But there's about 1,300 million milers in our company.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And then the good thing is, I should say there's 1,000. There's about another 600 that are owner ops. And we realized that we somewhat left them out. So now we have a new owner op program that's rolling out this week. So we'll work through that over the next probably 3 to 6 months. You'll be getting your owner gifts. So we appreciate our owners. They're a very big part of our business.
Absolutely. Actually, I think on Wednesday, we have Andy Meyer that's going to be on this broadcast talking about the owner operator rewards that we've got going on for them. So that'll be exciting to stay tuned for. I know on the company side, we've done a lot of different changes to help show our appreciation. But one thing I want to say is we don't always know what works the best because, we're behind a desk, let's be honest. But there are ways that you can voice your choice. And I think that's always a good thing to say is to just let our drivers know how to voice their choice. What should they do if they've got ideas, concerns, if they're running into problems, whatever it is, they need to voice their opinion.
Feedback's a gift, and that's how we're deciding how a lot of these changes are made. So you can voice your choice at any terminal, any location. You could dial it down to the person at the window in Denver was really great, or the person at the window in Denver treated me horribly. And then we look for trends, right? And we work through those problems. The other great way to do this is through our surveys. You're starting to see a lot more surveys happen. Trust me, as we compile that information, we're taking your voice and we're putting it into action. So just know that you're not going unheard. Please participate in these surveys that we keep sending out, but they're very helpful with what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there's a lot of things that we've changed because of the voice your choice. So I know we always say it, we harp on it a lot, but it is true. We want to know, how can we get better? That's the only way to know how we get better. You got to tell us what you want, what you'd rather see, and be very specific too. You can't just say, it's terrible. We need to understand so that we can take those measures to get it corrected. Because I know that's one of the biggest things here at Swift, especially with the new leadership, is to just make sure that our drivers are heard. Like that's the biggest thing.
One of the things that we just changed lately, and hey, I know it's not 100% smooth yet, but is the fuel program. So we heard that you wanted choices, so we've given you some different choices in different areas. We're still dialing in. It's pretty complex programming, as simple as you'd think turn on a fuel pump, but it's not. So as we dial that in, we continue to get your feedback, and we're making improvements, but hopefully you're getting some more choices if you have rewards points at a certain truck stop or place just you like to fuel.
That's true. So what's next for retention? What's going on? What do you have?
Oh my goodness.
Is there anything that you can share with us?
There's a whole list, but it's all coming out. We're going to do videos once a month. Andy Meyer and myself will kind of let things out as they're happening, but there's a lot of stuff on the horizon. Things just changing within our company.
Yeah, that's true. One of the things that we realized, especially during COVID, was we need to reach out to you more and do more videos. And so we did a lot of different changes with our schedule to make sure that we're getting updates live from our senior leaders and people like that, because we understand that you're out there on the road. It might be scary. You don't know what's going on. And sometimes no news feels like bad news. So we got to make sure that we're out there in front and, maybe a little entertainment value, slight, I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. But what we like to do is just make sure that we're constantly updating you on everything that's going on at Swift. And so, let's see, what else should we talk about?
Well, I think we probably have some live questions, and that's my favorite part of the whole thing. Questions.
Ken,
Sarah, what do you think?
Let's play Stump the McBee.
See if we can come up with a couple. I'm sure they can. All right.
When are we going to get rid of the 2017 trucks? That's from Zach.
So we're on about a 2.5 to 3 year trade cycle, right? So everything is going out right now, right? We're 17. You might even find a few stragglers, 16s, depending on what accounts they were on. But as things get traded, it's about a 3 year trade. So they're starting to happen now. Hopefully everybody likes the new 2021s that are coming out, right?
Yeah.
Everything from 19 and above. I think one of the questions that usually comes up is about a fridge. That was from feedback from drivers. We made the decision that all trucks have OEM fridges in them. So hopefully that helps. But
yeah, absolutely. So what should they do when they have? So Zach, it sounded like he had a 2017 truck. So what's the process? Should he be talking to someone soon? Or are they going to contact him, or how's that go?
I would talk to the driver leader or fleet leader or terminal leader. There is a trade cycle, and what they would do is take him probably to the closest terminal. Don't know if he's on a dedicated account. Sometimes those trucks have lower miles, so they save them 1 extra year.
Yeah.
But definitely get with your terminal leadership, and they can tell you where you're at on the trade process.
Absolutely.
With
So
Swift,
looks like so Thomas wants to say Swift coats or jackets for a gift. That's a great idea.
it is.
I will say it's difficult with sizes, but you know what? I think we can make it happen.
Yes.
Yeah, we've looked at a couple of different options for, either like a pullover or zip up or like a flannel, things like that. So ear covers, because it gets cold. It gets cold. Zoe, does it get cold here in Phoenix? I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's cold wherever you are.
Yes. Hey, some of the other things that we've talked about are pillows, sheet sets,
Yep.
Thermoses, things like that. So I think all of those are great ideas. So just keep them coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Ear covers. Like Elmer Fudd ear covers, like the hats with the...
Yeah, I don't think I've
we
ever
have
seen
beanies,
them.
though.
I
so
think
we can...
he might be messing with us, but maybe not.
I don't know. Do we have any more questions? Come on, give it to us. We got to Stump McBee here. I don't see any questions rolling in. So, do we have a Christmas gift picked out?
We do.
Okay. Do we
So-
want to talk about it or not yet?
I don't know if they want to talk about it yet
Like,
or
no,
not.
don't say anything yet.
It's a gift. It's coming.
It's coming soon for Christmas.
We're in the process of ordering, so it is a really, truly a gift. And I drove in the past many, many moons ago, so I can tell you that a lot of the gifts that I'm going to suggest are towards like what it takes to do your job.
Yes, true.
So, for instance, gloves. If anybody's seen the new driver bags, flashlights, headlamps, all those things are things that I feel like you need to do proper pre-trip or post-trip or other things. Pillow, blankets,
Yeah.
right? Blankets are another good one.
Yeah.
So we definitely you can't really go wrong with any of that stuff. But some of the other
The man responsible for Brooklyn bedding, by the way.
Brooklyn bedding, that was another good one. So
It looks like we got a question here from Michael. He wants to know, when will we get a tanker division?
they did that a long time ago, and I don't think there's any intention. I have heard nothing about a new tanker division. So
I haven't either.
yeah, it's a hard market. I think we tried it for a while. It didn't work out. So
Oh, insulated gloves. You want
Insulated.
really insulated
Okay.
gloves? Okay. All right, Kenneth. We got your yeah, these aren't super insulated. So
No,
that's a
they're
good
not.
idea. It sounds like everyone's going through cold weather. Maybe that's a problem because we're in Phoenix. We think everyone needs tank tops and visors,
yes,
but they need like earmuffs.
yes.
This is a very good question, Charlie. Any plans on updating Qualcomm system or something more reliable? I feel like we hear about that a lot. So what's
So,
the
yes.
plan with that?
right now we have 100 models testing in a truck, or in 100 trucks.
Mm-hmm.
There is a plan that by this time next year, or actually by the beginning of the year, you'll see things start to transition. So we've heard you guys loud and clear on the Qualcomm units. We definitely know that there's room for improvement, and we're working on that right now. So you should see something hopefully by the end of the year.
So what are they testing exactly? Tablets or?
Tablets.
Okay.
Yes.
Tablets.
And it's a whole new system, even for our driver leaders.
Mm-hmm.
We're testing out, rolling it out to a big group of them here in a couple of weeks, actually, the driver leadership.
Yeah.
So with the people that we're testing. So I can tell you the system looks amazing, but we got to make sure all the kinks are worked out before we implement it into the trucks. And then from what I understand, it could be anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 units per month. So it can happen fairly fast.
Yeah, that'll be a big change for our drivers,
It
for
will be.
everyone actually, communicating, being able to pick up loads and just everything. I know our
It's
IT
cool
departments.
because like it would show a map from what I've seen, the test demos I've done, and even your route lays over it. You can move where you want to go, and there's all kinds of very cool stuff. I would tell you, I've been in this for 28 years. I think in the next 2 years, you're going to see more change than you've seen in the last 28. Just because
You're ready.
technology, Swift's evolving. Hey, they're really committed to making the change to jump us forward and be the leader in technology. So
Yeah, that's one of the things. It feels like it takes a long time to get something like that in place, but it's a lot of work on the back end to get everything, all the systems talking to each other, communicating and working correctly, and then we launch, and then it's like full speed ahead. No pun intended. I mean, we actually it takes a minute to lay down the framework, but then as soon as we start going live, then we're just going to be pushing updates out there like crazy. So we'll have a lot of training on our hands to make sure that our drivers understand how to use it, our office personnel understand how to support it, and things like that. But it's exciting stuff that I've seen so far.
So our first step was Smart Drive, and then there's steps
Yeah.
throughout the end of this year into next year. So
Absolutely.
lots of cool stuff coming.
Yeah.
Here's a good question, Tyler. Why aren't Diamond drivers able to do at least 70 miles an hour? I would just tell you that all the data shows that at the higher speeds, when there's an accident, and God forbid that we ever have an accident, that there is a bigger chance for fatalities or other things like that. So a lot of our speed decisions are made off data that are like that. And then also too, there's insurance premiums, there's other things, fuel mileage, so many things are based off that. So it's not just a matter of letting it, a group of people go. We have discussed it, but I don't think we'd get up to 70. Maybe down the road, it may be a 2 or 3 mile difference, but it's up for discussion still.
Yeah, I understand. I know speed is a big issue for a lot of people, and everyone has their own kind of opinion on makes the most sense. But for what trying to be fuel efficient is a big deal for Swift, because we actually save a ton of money on stuff like that, so that we can take that money and invest it in tablets and things like that. And I know it feels like we're not progressing as fast as we could, but we are actually laying the groundwork, trying to get everything right so that we can make it better for our drivers.
Definitely.
And that leads on to the next question with Robert, talking about electronic BOLs. You want to take that one too?
So with the new tablet, it will be very slick. It'll be something that you can scan the bill of lading. It goes right in there. So yes, the bill of ladings, there will still be some that you guys all have seen, the customers that like to hand us a packet that are 100 bills of lading, but
does it not like you tear the edges like it printed on the old style printer?
Those folks are way behind, right? It was that .3 matrix or something that takes forever to print them, but no, most of them will be going electronic here in the near future.
All right, sounds good. It looks like we got a question here from our buddy Chris. Chris, where are you? We're here in Phoenix. Where are you? He's probably out driving. But he wants to say hi,
hey.
and talk about any raises that might be coming up. Oh man, that's a hot topic. I'll let you take that one.
Well, and hey, we are evaluating pay everywhere. So it's hard for me to come up with, hey, we're going to do a pay raise for X, because it's by each line of business. It's by whether you're dedicated, intermodal, all these different things, right? So I would tell you we're evaluating all the time, Chris. You know that. Good, tough question you're trying to stump me with, but there's always things coming in the future. So just stay with your driver leader. We're sending messages directly to trucks. When you get to like a dedicated division, they have to evaluate that with their customer.
Yeah.
They'll get a raise when nobody else will.
Yeah.
Right? And then line haul, they're working on their things all the time. So
that's true. Sometimes we roll out pay raises, but sometimes it's for one division or another, and it's not because we don't value one over the other. It's just because of the way the account's set up and things like that. So we're always working on that. I know Mark Deere and his group's always working on the dedicated side to make sure that we're taking care of our drivers. So we got another question here. Why is it so hard to get a hold of anyone on the weekends? Great question, Michael. I imagine that you've probably tried a couple of times and you didn't get a hold of anyone. So that is actually a topic that we've talked about a couple of times in the last month or so, maybe 2 months, maybe forever. I don't even know.
It's something that, hey, we've noticed, and I would tell you with the way we're getting feedback through Voice Your Choice, exit surveys, all the other surveys we're doing, we do know that that's an issue. Mm-hmm. There is a team of folks, and I am on that team, that we're working through ECT coverage, like when's the most opportune times. Before, in the traditional time, we would look and say, oh, we just need to hire more people. And it might be a weird schedule versus in the future, it's going to be, we strategically need more people from 6 to midnight on Saturday and Sunday. So we're working through that. You should see changes. Our hopes and goals are we go to like one phone number that is nights, weekends, everything. So I would say give us till the end of the year.
Yeah, but that would be good actually if I just call one number and off we go.
Well, and here's the other thing that I think everybody needs to make sure. It doesn't matter what line of business you're in, who you work for, you should have your driver leader, your fleet leader, and your terminal leader's cell phone number. Now, do you want to call them at midnight because you can't find a trailer? Probably not. But be respectful, but don't be scared to call them.
Absolutely.
If it's during the day or even into the middle hours of the night, if it's a good reason, you should call them. And then if it is midnight, 2 a.m. in the morning, and there's a problem, you should be comfortable in calling them. So if you're not, that's a problem. We need to work through that. But everybody should have that cell phone number for in those important times.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very key to do that, to make sure that you have the numbers that you need ahead of time, so that if for whatever reason, God forbid, you need to get someone in an emergency, you know who to call right away. And I will say we are working on upgrading all of our phone systems, so there's going to be a little kinks in there. But if you have at least a couple of cell phone numbers in your cell phone, terminal leader, driver leader, fleet leader, things like that, we'll be good to go. So I'm getting a lot of people telling me that I need to wrap it up, but I don't want to wrap it up. But I have to. Okay, so there's a couple of house cleaning things that we got to talk about. We are going to be live Monday through Friday on the portals. And I saw a question on here about the owner-operator portal. I don't know the exact timeline of when the new portal is coming online. Hopefully we can get some information on that when Andy comes on Wednesday. We can talk more about the owner-operator portal. But you can actually, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong camera. You can actually make sure that you go into the driver portal this afternoon, or even right now, you can go on there. There's going to be a game on there. It's a word scramble. And on the word scramble, if you play the game and you enter it in, then you're entered into a raffle. And we're going to start doing the company-wide raffles starting tomorrow live. And we're going to do raffles all week long. So it's going to be a lot going on.
How do you get in that raffle? Just so you know.
So, if you play the game on the word scramble, you're entered into the raffle. But anywhere else, all these great prizes that we talked about, and we'll show them all later on, but you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just be yourself, and we'll call you. We'll be like, hey, it's your turn.
So if you're
you
an
win.
active driver.
If you're an active driver, we've got your driver code. We're just going to pull it, and we're just going to start throwing it like it's going to be like Oprah. It's like, you get a present, you get a present, you get a present, everybody gets a prize. It's going to be intense.
What about cars? Are we giving?
No, I don't think we're getting cars. No.
Okay. You had me excited there for a minute.
Exactly.
Oprah gives cars.
I know. So the rules of the word scramble, well, it's a word scramble. You can figure it out. If you can't figure it out, then just figure it out. It's on the portal. It's on the owner and company portal. Make sure that you can watch this all week. Everyone's trying to tell me what to say. I don't know what to say anymore, other than we appreciate you guys.
Yes,
Love you
thank
guys.
you very much.
Please stop by any terminal, get your food, get your gift, get your smile, get your air hug. I'm really good at air hugs.
Air high five.
Air high fives.
Kick your feet.
Yes. We appreciate the heck out of you guys, and we will be back tomorrow. What time tomorrow? 2 p.m. tomorrow. 2 p.m. Phoenix time. We will be live. You can also watch this on the replay. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and you guys have a great day, and be safe out there.
Have a good day.
Bye.